Hey guys, it's your girl Leia, aka Chef Slay the Playa. In this YouTube channel, we'll be talking about everything food science. More so, we'll be talking about the scientific explanation about what goes on during the cooking process. My videos will range from balling on a budget breakfast to top dollar dinners, okay? And everything in between. It doesn't matter if you can't cook, I will make these videos easy by giving you tips and tricks on how to make something delicious, okay? I'll be giving healthy alternatives for my calorie-conscious friends. And no, I'm not a chef. I'm just a funny scientist who loves to cook, okay? And if cheesy emulsions sound interesting to you, make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting videos every Sunday just for you.
We're recording.
Hey, what up? It's your girl. And today, we're making pastas. Yes, pastas, plural, because I am indecisive and I just can't decide which one I really wanted. So we're making four, one vegan, two vegetarian, and one for carnivores, okay? So we're gonna make this for all of you. All right, this pasta dish, super easy. Look how many ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can really just count these as one. Salt and pepper, it's together, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredient pasta. And you're like, oh, it's vegan. It's not gonna taste good. Trust me, guys, this shit is the shit. Okay, my mom used to make this for me before I went to soccer practice every day, and I was in heaven. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first dish, garlic. We're gonna call this the in a very committed relationship or the single pasta. Okay, so in this case, I'm in a very committed relationship. Do you want to know why it's called the very committed relationship pasta? I'll tell you, because this shit gonna make your breath smell like ass cheeks, okay? Lots of garlic, lots of oil, okay? So if you're just trying to, get to know somebody, don't make this for them, okay? Don't do it. Anyways, okay. Our garlic, we're gonna smash it. Smash it. Smash it. You see how much garlic this is? It's a lot of garlic. That's what I'm saying. You better know that person real well before you make this pasta for them. Okay, so once you smashed it, the clove comes very easily out of its shell. Okay, so we're gonna peel all of these, and we're gonna take it, chop it up, very thin slices. Okay, we're not gonna mince this like usual. If you're making a pasta dish, you don't want to mince it. You just want these little fine slices, okay? Also, while I'm chopping, in the back, I got some water boiling. Make sure your water is as salty as the sea. That's what all good chefs say when you're making pasta. Make sure your water is as salty as the sea. Okay, so we're gonna turn our stove on to medium heat, maybe a 5 or 6, okay? First things first, olive oil. Olio in Italian. That's what I learned today. Olio, that's oil. Okay? In goes our garlic. So you don't want your pan to be too hot when you put the garlic in, otherwise it's gonna immediately burn. And this is the star of our pasta dish, so we don't want this to burn, okay? So after that, in goes the red pepper flakes. Do it to your heart's desire. If you don't like too much garlic flavor, like if you don't want your breath stinking, but you really want to eat this pasta, you can add less garlic. You can add less garlic. You can add less red pepper flakes if you really don't like the heat. If you think mayonnaise is spicy, you don't have to add more than like a teaspoon, okay? So I did maybe 2 or 3 teaspoons. Let me just do another shake for good measure. Okay, so that's going. Our water over here, it's boiling. Come, see the water. See our salty seawater. That's what it is. We're gonna take 1/4 to 1/2 of our thing of spaghetti. And we're gonna drop it in. And we're gonna make this al dente. I don't really like my stuff al dente, but hey, this is the way that you're supposed to make it. So hopefully it's gonna be good, okay? And look, it's slowly starting to sizzle. Sizzle, you know I like that word, sizzle. We're gonna let this go for about 5-10 minutes until it gets golden brown. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Oh, that smells good. Oh, that smells good. Baby, that smells good. Yeah, baby. That's totally okay with me.
In this video, we're going to be talking about emulsions. Emulsions are mixtures of 2 or more compounds that are usually immiscible or unmixable. Emulsions are usually stronger together than the 2 compounds are separately. To make an emulsion, we need something called an emulsifier, which is kind of like glue. So examples of emulsifiers are cornstarch, egg yolks, and mustard. Let's say, for example, we have a vinaigrette dressing. The oil is hydrophobic, which means water-fearing, and the vinegar is hydrophilic, which means water-loving. Due to the difference in hydrophobicity of these 2 substances, we need an emulsion to allow for continuous mixture. We can use a little bit of Dijon mustard in this case to make the dressing a long-term and stable emulsion. The oil and vinegar can be re-separated, but it's going to be much harder if you're using an emulsifier to combine the 2. In most of our dishes today, our emulsifier will be pasta water. Let me explain. When you boil pasta, a lot of the starch is released into the water, and then when you combine the pasta water with a substance like butter or cheese or oil itself that has a really fatty content, the starch allows a nice combining of the water and that fatty substance. Butter itself is an emulsion. If you're adding butter into a hot pan, the heat breaks the emulsion apart. But if you make sure that the butter is cold and quickly mix it in with other ingredients to keep the emulsion together while changing from a semi-solid state to a liquid state, all will be well. We will be using a lot of cheese and butter, so hold on to your spatula. A little extra cheese isn't gonna do you any harm.
So, if your pasta starts to boil, and it looks like it's about to boil over while you're stirring it, you know what you do? Take a wooden spoon, you put that over. It's gonna start slowly going down, going down, going down, going down. I don't know why this works, and I don't know the science behind it, but maybe I can find out for you guys. But yeah, if your water ever looks like it's about to boil over, just put a wooden spoon on top. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 7 minutes, just as long as the pasta's been on, and it's golden and delicious. Okay, we turned it down to a 5. Now we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna turn our pasta off, okay? We are immediately going to rummage through our drawer and find some tongs, okay? Take our pasta. You don't have to drain it too much. It's gonna go straight in there. Okay, we're gonna mix this up. Let's not let our garlic burn too much. Whoops. Okay. Wabba, 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 wabba. Gorgeous. Hey, make sure you make a mess with it. It's more fun that way, okay? Next thing you do, you're gonna grab, let's see, what is that? A 1/4 cup of your pasta water. So don't pour that out yet. And you're gonna put it into your pasta, okay? So this is going to emulsify with the oil, with the pasta. It's gonna absorb, and it's gonna thicken your pasta sauce so that it's not just greasy and oily. All right, so the pasta water and the olive oil are gonna mix together, and this is what you have in the end. gorgeous. First, so we're going to taste our pasta. See how it is? It's hot. It's good. It needs some pepper. Okay? So we're gonna add some pepper up on her. And we don't need too much salt because remember we salted our water, our pasta water. And a lot of that salt is still there from when we boiled it. All right, so we're ready to plate, okay? Take a little bit of pasta. Let all the drippies drip. You see how it's not greasy or oily, no oil is coming off? That's because it's emulsified with the water, okay? So, onto your plate. If you want to get fancy, twist, 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 twist. Gorgeous. Made a little nest. I'm gonna add some more. Beautiful. And we're gonna taste it, y'all. I like my pasta al dente. I thought I didn't, but this is so good. So, the way that you know your pasta is al dente is when, as soon as you take it off of the heat from the water, you're gonna take a little bite, and if you see a tad bit of white on the inside, that means it hasn't fully cooked. So there's a little bit of firmness on the inside, a little bit of bite. That's how you know it's al dente. So definitely make this dish. Tell me what you think. It's got nice spice from that crushed red pepper. You can add anything that you want, really. You don't have to follow this exact recipe. If you want to add garlic powder and onion powder and all that good stuff, add it, you know? My mom, she also used to add onions in here. Onions make it great. But the garlic, the crunchy garlic, great. Golden, crispy garlic, delicious. You want to try it, babe? Tell me what you think. Is it good, baby? Is it good? He likes it. So, our second pasta, just as simple, okay? We've got the swirly kind of pasta. What's this called? Rotini. You gotta say it with an Italian accent. Rotini. Anyways, we got some pesto, some cheese, just like for the grating after the finished product, and salt and pepper, of course. This one is super simple, super easy. This one's vegetarian because pesto has cheese in it. And we're also using more cheese because rotini. Mwah! All right, so our water's boiling. We're gonna take a literal mess ton of salt. That's how much salt you use. Yes. Yes, that much salt. Okay, boiling. Rotini, put it in. Stir it up. And wait for 5 minutes. Wait for 7 minutes. Wait for 10 minutes. Wait until you taste the pasta and it's to your liking, okay? All right, it's been 8 minutes. We're gonna pull this out, strain it into our bowl.
I'm trying not to get the
Ready?
Mm.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna take our canned pesto. Usually if you wanna be fancy schmancy about it, you're gonna take basil, you're gonna take olive oil, you're gonna take pine nuts, cheese, what else? A little bit of spinach. And you're gonna grind it all up or mold it all up with like a mortar and pestle or a food processor, either one. But these are simple, easy, quick foods, okay? Oh, yeah, it's good. All right, so mix that up. Okay, now a plate. It's kind of cool having a noodle that's not, you know, typically red, right? So last thing, grate your cheese on top. very good. Let me try it one more time. The sauce really coats the noodles. That's why it's a good idea to get something spirally or that has a lot of holes or cracks or crevices so that it can soak up as much of that pesto sauce as possible. It's really good sauce. It's not too light just because, you know, there's vegetables in there, pesto, basil, you know. It's really good. You wanna try, babe? What do you think? Interesting, right? Interesting. Third pasta. Super simple as well. Okay, so we got our pasta, a lemon, some butter, salt, pepper, Parmesan, and whipping cream. We're gonna take our lemon, we're gonna wash it first. And then we're gonna take a peeler and peel 2 nice thick strips. Bam! Okay, so we're gonna take these and we are going to julienne them. That means cut them into really thin strips. Okay? Like thin, like a paper clip. Or maybe, what's thin? My ego. Just kidding. My ego's very large. Okay, we've got that. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna take the rest of our lemon. All right, with the rest of this lemon, we are going to grate just the outside, okay? So we want that zest. We want that zest, baby. That zest, baby. See, look. And we're gonna do the whole entire rest of the outside of the lemon, okay? Use it for everything, okay? So, we got this zesty goodness. Okay, we're gonna throw it into this measuring cup. Bam! Who am I? Bam! Who am I? Ha ha ha. All right, next things. Cut that baby in half. We're gonna squeeze a little bit, like 2 teaspoons on the side with the julienne peel, okay? Make sure you hold your hand like this so you can catch the seeds. You don't wanna be eating no seeds, that's nasty. Unless they're watermelon seeds or grape seeds, either one. Okay. Now, the rest of this, make some lemonade. I don't know. Okay. So, we got our zest. We're gonna take our heavy cream or light cream or whatever kind of cream you got, okay? We're gonna pour 3/4 of a cup. Bam. And bring it over to the stove. All right. Water needs salt. Hold on. All the salt. Next, pasta. Pasta first. Pasta. About this much. All right. We're over here. Actually, we're gonna stir this up. Stir that up a little bit. Let it get down in there. Don't let it stick to the bottom. All right, so now we come over to this pot on about a 4 or 5. We're gonna pour our heavy cream zest mixture in, okay? We're gonna start stirring that. We don't want it to burn, we don't want it to stick. Turn it down if necessary. We don't want too many bubbles up in there, okay? Stir, stir, stir. Now, we're gonna take cold butter, add it in, little by little, till it completely melts and emulsifies in with the cream, okay? All right, pasta's done. Transferification process into our sauce. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Okay, we're gonna take this, bring that off the heat, mix it in. It's a little loose right now, kind of liquidy. That's okay, because you know why? We're gonna take this cheese, we're gonna thicken it up by grating this in. Grate in, a cup, half a cup, whatever your heart desires, man. I'm telling you. However much or little cheese, however much or little garlic, pepper, salt. Make this to your liking, okay? Don't follow me. Don't follow the recipe that I found this online on, okay? Maybe follow a little bit, but not too much. Make it your own thing. If you want to combine all three of the sauces that we've made so far into one, hey, be my guest. Okay. Now, mix that up. Stir that in. Spill a little bit on the counter. Until it thickens up. Keep stirring, man. Add more cheese if you think it's not thick enough. It's slowly starting to thicken up. I'm gonna add more cheese because that's my favorite food, so yeah. Here we go. Make sure you get the cheese on the floor too while you're doing this so that your cat or dog can eat it while they're walking around. Or your boyfriend, if he eats from the floor. You never know. Oh no! Also, when you're grating your cheese, make sure not to make it too clumpy. Don't just add, a hunk of cheese in, okay? Otherwise, it's not gonna melt and break down as much as you want. Cool. So I got some cheese on the floor. If only I had a dog. If someone wants to buy me a dog, I like English bulldogs. So, just putting that out there for the universe. Chef Slayer, cooking up something good in the neighborhood. Also, come here. You see how it's nice and thick now? It's not runny, it's sticking to the pasta. The sauce is sticking to the pasta, yes. And if it's too thick, you can always add just a little bit, maybe a quarter cup of pasta water, okay? So make sure you don't throw out your pasta water too early. All right, so once that's all set, once the cheese is all in there like swimwear, we're gonna take our 2 teaspoons of lemon juice that we reserved over, pour that in there, and then add our lemon rind, okay? Just for a little garnish. Make it taste delicious and nutritious. Just kidding, none of this is nutritious. We put 6 tablespoons of butter in there. Nothing about this is really that nutritious. Mostly delicious. If you want the most nutritious, maybe go for the pesto pasta. Bet it's plated and time to try. Pasta pull. Let me tell you about this pasta right here. Hold on.
This pasta is delicious. It's almost like a fettuccine alfredo, except the acidity from the lemon rind and the lemon zest and the lemon juice, it makes it so much lighter. I feel like when I eat a lot of fettuccine alfredo, which I can do because it's so delicious, it's really heavy. But when you have all that fat from the butter and the heavy cream and you cut it with acid, you can eat more of it. Okay? So I definitely recommend try this dish. Let's see what the cameraman thinks. Bam, bam. Yeah, he made the face. He was like, mmm. This one, surprisingly, is like probably my favorite out of the 3 so far. All right, fourth pasta. Shh, you can't see me. Fourth pasta is a little bit more ingredients, a little bit more complex, okay? So our pasta is going to be a pasta. Man, am I gonna say this right? Pappardelle. Pappardelle. Okay, so we got that. We got the ground beef, of course, celery, carrots, onions, tomato paste, salt and pepper, cooking white wine, chicken, what is it, chicken stock? Chicken broth. And I have some, instead of Parmesan, I got pecorino. Last but not least, pancetta. It's kind of like bacon mixed with salami for us Americans, okay? And whole milk. Fun fact, did you know my dad is Italian? He's Italian and Polish, so I'm cultured. Okay. We're gonna make a pasta with Bolognese sauce. Okay, we're gonna take about a cup of celery, a cup of carrot, and a cup of onion. So I'm gonna chop these up. Fun way to chop up an onion, right? So we cut it in half first. We're gonna make, what is this, vertical slits? Horizontal slits. Bam, we're gonna make 2 horizontal slits. Okay. Actually, we'll make 3. It's fine. Actually, we'll make 4. It's fine. Okay, now we're going to make vertical slits. We're gonna go, but we're not gonna cut up to the root. We're gonna not cut all the way through. So, got it like that. Horizontal, vertical slits. Now, all you gotta do, chop this way. Look at those pretty dice. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I'm trying not to cry, actually. And then everything else, just dice it up real nice, okay? You can still use everything up to the stem, so don't just throw this out. That's regular onion right there, okay? So, that's about a cup. A cup of onion. No. We're back, it's fine. Okay, carrot. That seems like about a cup, right? Throw that in there. Throw that in there. Next, our celery. Cut the head off. Cut that booty off. All right. Right down the middle. No carrot, we already cut you. And then dice it. Now, all Gucci. Now, I'm gonna take this and make it a sofrito, which means we're just gonna put it in the food processor and blend it until it's all combined, okay? Okay, so what this is looking like. Look how fine that is now. It is real fine. It's fine like your mama, all right? That's how fine it needs to be. Okay, that. So
So we're moving on to our pancetta. Oh. All right, we're gonna take this. This is ham, by the way, so if you can't eat ham, sucks for you. Just kidding. What you can use turkey bacon, and that's about it. All your other options are like salami or prosciutto or some kind of other ham. But, you know, if you just want the little crunchy bits, definitely go for turkey bacon. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the skillet now. Come with me. So our skillet is super fucking hot right now, and we're gonna sear the fuck out of these hoes. All right. Bam, bam, bam. So you want these to go for about 5-ish minutes until it's nice and crispy on all sides. Fun fact, who remembers what kind of reaction is taking place when browning and caramelization occurs? If you don't know, watch last week's episode to find out what kind of reaction is taking place in this pot. It's been about 5 minutes. Come look at this delicious Maillard reaction going on. Yes, the Maillard reaction, folks. That was what our series was last week. And this is what's going on in the pot. So we're gonna take these out now. We're gonna drain it. We don't want too much of that fat. It's okay if we have some because fat is flavor. Ow! I burned myself. Ugh. That hurt. Do you guys ever have a song stuck in your head? Right now, I have the Beatles song stuck in my head. Not the Beatles song, a Beatles song stuck in my head. I have their CD in my car. Yes, my car is that old to still have a CD player. All right, so now with this, we are going to take some paper towel and sop up all that grease and fat. We're gonna turn our temperature back on. We're gonna turn it on high. All right, so once the majority of that is out, we're gonna take our beef, and we are going to put it in our pan once it's hot enough, okay? So it needs to be like ripping hot so that that browning and that Maillard reaction can start to take place as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna wait. Just kidding, I'm not gonna wait. That shit's ready. Just squeeze it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not making hamburgers, okay? All right. Let that sit in there. Don't touch it until it's done. Just kidding. Don't touch it until maybe 3 to 5 minutes from now. Okay, so just make sure you let it sit in there. Get that brown crust on the bottom, okay? So, we flipped it, we turned it, it's brown. Can you see this browning? Can you see this Maillard? Yes. So we're gonna take it out. Separate it, and it doesn't have to be cooked through all the way because we're going to be cooking it more and simmering it in a further step. So don't worry about it being a little pink in the middle and like burnt on the outside. Don't worry about that, it's okay. So we got most of it out. We're gonna put our pancetta back in, okay, and all that oil and grease and loveliness, okay? Now we're gonna add that in too. Okay? So, there's a bunch of burnt crispiness at the bottom from the beef. Make sure you get all of that up, because that is flavor right there, okay? That is concentrated, pure, delicious flavor. So, mix this around so that you can get the raw flavor of the onion and celery and carrot out. The carrot is mostly for sugar because carrot gets sweet when it caramelizes. So, got that in there. And we're gonna put the beef back in once this sofrito starts sticking to the bottom of the pan, okay? Getting a little brown on the bottom, so you're gonna add in our beef, okay? And then we're gonna add in 1 cup of white wine. Don't you love that sound? All right, and we're gonna break our beef up, okay, into smaller pieces. Oh, that smells good, okay? So, no, you're not gonna get drunk off of this just because there's wine in, all right? We'll have a whole episode about cooking wine, cooking alcohols, and whatnot. But for now, just know, you're not gonna get drunk off of this. Alcohol will evaporate off, and all that you'll be left with is the taste of what the wine is, okay? So, we're gonna let this go, break it up a little bit more, and keep it heating until all of that moisture is gone. So we want it to be pretty much like dry again, all right? So, all of our liquid is out. It's pretty dry. We're gonna add some seasonings, whatever kind of seasonings you like. So I'm adding garlic powder, of course, because it's my favorite. Little bit of salt, because I tasted it. It doesn't need too much salt. Italian seasoning, because I'm Italian. And a tad bit of nutmeg. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. That much. Not too much. Mix it all up. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes, you see all the individual pieces. Okay. Next thing, we're going to take some tomato paste. About a third of a cup. And yeah. That seems about like a third of a cup. If you want to measure, you can measure. But you really ain't got no time for measuring. Eyeballing is the best way, okay? So we're gonna incorporate that tomato paste. Yes, you can use tomato sauce if you have it, but tomato paste is just drier and more concentrated because, like I said before, we took out all of that liquid and we don't want to add more liquid from like tomato sauce. So that's why tomato paste is better. All right, so once that's incorporated, okay, we're gonna add about 2 cups of chicken broth. All right. Also add 1 cup of whole milk. Okay. Yes. Incorporate that. I am gonna add a tad more salt. All right, and now we're gonna let that simmer for a while. Okay, so when I said come back in a little while, I meant like 2 hours, okay? So we let this simmer for 2 hours, and now the consistency is a lot more drier than when we first added everything in. You can see it's more like pasty, kind of looks like the filling that you put in between your lasagna sheets, okay? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna grate some cheese directly in, just cause I feel like it.